we are talking about surveys and we have to make sure that our surveys are at least done correctly and accurately. So these are some of the things to avoid when formulating survey questions and administering the survey. We should avoid asking for confidential information unless absolutely necessary and with the consent of the respondents. Making the respondent feel stupid in terms of phrasing our questions. Coming across as stupid because of so many typographical errors and even unclear instructions and questions. Intimidating the respondent into answering the survey or questions that would seem intimidating. Asking for the same answer twice. Remember that your respondents are also busy people and they might not be able to answer your question again because of lack of time. Not putting a time frame when needed. Some of our respondents, since they are also people doing other things, might set aside answering the questionnaire or might spend a long time answering the questionnaire because of certain reasons. That's why we have to place a time frame so that they are well aware of until when they can answer the survey. The question shouldn't be too broad, otherwise we will not get the answers that we would like. It shouldn't be too specific as well because we might also get a different answer than what we are supposed to get. Like what was here said, coming across as stupid, we don't have enough instructions so the respondents will feel lost in answering in our survey. Not providing appropriate response options will lead to respondents to leaving your answer blank, which would be a little bit difficult when you are already analyzing your data. Which is also same as here. If there's no appropriate response, they will not answer or they will give a wrong response. If the options are not enough, meaning there are still options that are not there, which the respondent might answer, then he will not just answer at all. Or if there are options that are almost the same or they overlap, then the respondent will be confused as to which to answer. We should avoid also asking double-barreled questions, which we will look in a while. Asking leading questions, we will also look into that in a while. Poor formatting, which would mean that our survey looks unprepared. Poor ordering of questions, the question seems to be not connected, or at least the order of questions seems to be disorganized. Poor ordering of options, which seems that the options are somehow disarranged in where in fact it's supposed to be arranged. Sounding informal, because remember we're doing a formal study, so we have to sound formal. Lack of screening questions, so the questions might seem to be just that, and because the respondents will only answer what you ask them, if you don't have enough screening questions, they might not give the information that you would really want. Lack of supporting questions, kind of similar. If you don't have enough supporting questions, you might not have the data that you would like to find. Not providing better survey skills, then that would lead to some sort of confusion or even distortion in our data. Not grouping together related questions, that would lead the respondents to be confused because they were already thinking of this theme or of these answers that are because they are related questions. But if there's another question out there, then the respondent might give a response that is not related to his other responses, which will lead to confusion in the data analysis. Using words with multiple meanings, because of course, if it has more than one meaning, the respondents might interpret it differently. Asking an offensive question, of course, doing that would lead to the respondent even not continuing responding at all. Asking an irrelevant question, that would waste time. And asking a question whose answer is already obvious. If the answer to the question rather is already obvious, then why ask it? So, here are some of examples of poorly stated questions, because poorly stated questions will lead to faulty, or even inaccurate data analysis, and this is what we have to avoid. So we have what we called double-barreled questions. So some examples of double-barreled questions would be this. Do you like using hand lotion and foot lotion? Do you usually do homework and study for exams in the morning? They're called double-barreled because they're actually asking two things. Do you like using hand lotion and do you like using foot lotion? The problem here is that what if the respondent likes using hand lotion but not foot lotion? What will the respondent answer? Same. Do you usually do homework and study for exams in the morning? What if the respondent does the homework in the morning but does not study for exams in the morning? What will the respondent answer? Hence, we should avoid asking double-barreled questions. Another type of poorly stated question are the leading questions, such as Chief Justice Teresita de Castro should be impeached, shouldn't she? And do you agree with the opinion of millions of Filipinos that Pope Francis is the best pope by far? They are leading questions because this one implies that you should just have this specific answer because of the phrase shouldn't she? And even here, do you agree with the opinion of millions of Filipinos? This would make the respondent feel that his or her opinion will not matter anymore since the opinion of the millions of Filipinos is already stated. We should avoid these types of questions called leading questions that would lead respondents to a specific answer. We also have ambiguous or vague questions, such as, on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the highest, rate how cool it is to be a call center agent. How do we know what is cool? The word cool might have different meanings per respondent. And is relationship with your husband okay? How do we define okay? That is ambiguous and vague, and you will have different responses with these questions. Another example of poorly stated question is lack of supporting or screening questions. For example, how many applications do you download on your tablet? And what is the most favorite juice drink brand of your youngest daughter? What if the respondent doesn't have a tablet? What will the respondent answer? And what are the applications out there? Does even the respondent know what's the difference between an application and the other things in the tablet? So those are some of the questions that's supposed to be there, supporting or screening questions. Also, what is the most favorite juice drink brand of your youngest daughter? Does your respondent even have a youngest daughter or a daughter at the start? And what if the daughter doesn't drink juice? What will the respondent answer to this question? So those are examples of poorly stated questions because they lack supporting or screening questions. We also have poorly stated questions because their options are not complete, just like this one. Who is your most favorite junior coach on The Voice? These are junior coaches, but it's not all. And in fact, they are all from different countries, so the options are not complete. Or we might have not enough instructions, like which of the following do you usually order at McDonald's? So, how do we now answer this? Do we answer this by check or do we rank them? We don't know because we don't have enough instructions. And those are examples of poorly stated questions that we should avoid when doing our survey questionnaire.